Welcome back everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make cowboy butter. Now there's heaps of different ways you can use cowboy butter, but in this video, I'll show you a couple of my favorite ways to use it. So let's get stuck into the recipe. All right, so in our mixing bowl, we've got 200 grams of unsalted softened butter. You just want that soft enough so we can mix the rest of the ingredients we're about to put in there through. So to that, we're going to add 3 cloves of finely chopped or minced garlic, 1 small finely diced shallot, 2 tablespoons of fresh finely chopped parsley, 1 teaspoon of fresh finely chopped thyme, 1 teaspoon of fresh finely sliced chives. Then we want to add the juice of half a lemon. Just roll it around to break up all those fibres so you get more juice out of it. Then we'll add a tablespoon of horseradish cream and 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. Then lastly, we're going to add a tablespoon of our steak shooter rub. Now if you don't have that, you can add a teaspoon of paprika, a pinch of cayenne pepper, and then a pinch of salt and pepper. Now we just want to give that a really good mix. Now obviously being mainly butter, this isn't very healthy, but it is so unbelievably tasty. And while it's soft, one of my favorite things to do is to spread it on some Turkish jalapeno bread. Now I had cowboy butter for the first time the other week. We had a steak night at my friend Jason's house. Callum was there, which most of you are aware is my teammate. Callum made this cowboy butter and it absolutely blew our minds. The only thing we did different on the night is I added a teaspoon of beef tallow to it, and that just gave it this rich, beefy flavor. But seriously, cowboy butter on some Turkish jalapeno bread doesn't get much better. So good. So like I said, there's so much you can do with this, but what we want to do next is just scrape it into some cling wrap. Make sure it's in one nice big pile. Then we just want to fold that over and basically start rolling this up. Give the ends a twist. So just like that, we've rolled it up into a nice round shape where we can cut some discs out later on. So now we just want to put that back in the fridge so it can firm up. While that's happening, we're going to cook a steak we can serve more of this cowboy butter with. All right, so we're going to fire up the rambler. So we'll open the lid, take our cooking grates off. We'll get a couple of firelighters going. We'll get our charcoal chimney on top, and then I'll get about 20 briquettes in there. Now they'll take about 10 minutes until they catch light properly, so while that's happening, we'll season our steak. All right, so I'm just going to be using this little piece of rump cap. We're going to season it up in my beef bounce. That's a beautiful mix of salt, pepper, garlic, and it's got some mushroom powder in there as well for a nice umami hit. So we'll give our steak a nice generous coating. And now we'll come back once our briquettes are ready to get this on. All right, so our briquettes are ready. So what I'll do now is dump them in. Just going to move this charcoal grate up to the top level. Spread those briquettes out nice and even. We'll get our cooking grates back on. And we'll give them a couple of minutes to heat up, and then we'll get this steak on. All right, we are ready to get this steak on. So we'll get it on our cooking grate. And all we're going to do is flip this every 30 seconds so it cooks nice and even. And we're going to take it until we reach an internal temperature of 125 degrees Fahrenheit or 52 degrees Celsius. All right, and after about 4 minutes, our steak is done. So I'm just going to move it indirect for a moment. And in between the flips, I'll just cut a chunk of that cowboy butter off. Just going to sit that on top. We'll get our steak out. All right, so we're just going to let our little steak rest for a few minutes, then we'll come back to taste. All right, let's slice this up. Beautiful, medium rare. Let's have a taste. So good. Honestly, that cowboy butter is one of the most addictive things I've ever made. You can get super creative. You can work it in with pretty much any protein. Definitely give it a shot. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments below. Shout out to all my YouTube members. I hope you enjoyed the early access to this video as well as all the other perks you get. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of that off camera. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.